And I've been thinking long and hard about the riots, because this is part, I think on the flyer it was talking about the riots that we had in London, and indeed in Rochester we do have several rioters with us, and we've given a lot of thought to what actually went on during that time. Getting to our mentoring programme, we've trained up some volunteers who live locally to the prison. We're not a local prison, and our offenders go back to Essex, to all of Kent, to London, to Surrey and to Sussex, plus a few other areas. So it's very difficult for mentors from outside to continually come in and meet with us. So we've trained up about 15, 16 local mentors who are committed to coming into the prison once a fortnight on a Thursday evening, and we meet in the chapel, and we're working with 15, 16 boys or young men who have said that they would like to change, that they would like help, not to reoffend, not to go back to their life of violence and crime. They're not sure how they're going to do it, because actually they haven't very often got the tools to do it. They're going to go back to their same area with the same problems of poverty. But they would like to have a mentor, they would like to have someone that they can meet up with regularly on the outside as well, just to help them fill in forms, help them make appointments and go to probation, help them to fill in job application forms, help to present themselves for an interview, help when they've got their friends on the phone saying, come out with us tonight, come out with us tonight. Actually, someone on the end of the phone, a good person, a friend who will say, don't do that, let's think, what else can we do? Let's think of something positive to do. And so these young men come over on a Thursday night, and we're going through a 12-week programme with them over 24 weeks, where we address issues like anger and relationships, violence, and many of the issues that we've got with the problems, drugs and alcohol, what you wear, the way that you look, family values as well.
In terms of what happened with the riots and so forth, it's a very complex picture, and Sarah sort of alluded to some of the factors there. It's a strange phenomena for us. If you look at Japan, when they had the earthquakes, do you know that there was not one single theft from any shop during the earthquakes, even though there was no one in them and they were all open? In fact, people came into shops and they said there was no one there, so we went back home. This isn't just a phenomenon in Japan. I mean, this happens in many Muslim countries. So the question is, what do we have here? What do we have here that's different to over there? I don't know is the answer. I don't know what we have which is different here. We have a variety of different issues that we have to look at, but I don't know what the difference is between here and there. Is it ethics? Is it morals? Is it faith? Is it... I don't know what it is. But there is a significant difference between what we do here and what they do there. Now, chaplaincy, what do we do in chaplaincy? What's chaplaincy about? You know, that it is unfortunate, but there are people that believe that chaplaincy is about sprinkling holy water on someone as they leave the door, and the wings sprout out, and off they fly with a big smile, and they say goodbye, and they never come back. That's not chaplaincy. It's not what we do. We have faith, and we use that to underpin all of our work. But our work is practical as well as theoretical. So the courses we do are not just pure theory. We do practical things. Our mentoring includes education, training, employment, accommodation, all of the real things that someone needs when they come out to stop them coming back in again. In terms of our relationship, myself and Sarah's, we've known each other for 8 or so years, and we've actually come to work with each other in a very open and trusting way. We share best practice in the chaplaincy. So I never do something which is exclusively for me, or for my group, or for an area. When we're duty chaplain, we don't just go and see whoever's our religion. You know, there are certain prisons that you can go to. A mandatory duty in prison is to go and see everyone in the segregation unit. There are some prisons that say, if there's a Muslim in the segregation unit, get the Muslim chaplain to see him. If there's a Christian, get the Christian to see him. If there's a Jew, get the Jewish chaplain to see them. There are some prisons that do that. We don't do that. We share best practice. We love each other in the prison service. The way that we work in the prison service is a real role model, I think. I don't want to blow our own trumpet, but actually it's a real role model. Our governor was approached by a local mosque and they said, we'd like to come in and tell you about interfaith work. And he said to them, well, I'll tell you what, you come in and pay us and we'll show you how to do it. Because we do it better than the community often. Because not only do we have to work together, but we work in the most difficult circumstances as well. In the most trying circumstances. And together we are stronger.
I do honestly believe, I really believe, we are sowing seeds for the future. We may never see what good comes, and for some of you young men, it might be 5, it might be 10 years down the line. When they meet someone who's got the same look in their eyes, or the same feeling, or they will get the same feeling of hope, and they will remember, and then they will think, yeah, there are other people like that who are there to help me, and I want to help myself, and let's get on with it, you know. And so later on down the line.
Well, what you said is exactly right. We have many disappointments in the work that we do, because we see people falling over all the time, but we're never disappointed with the guys.
No.
Okay, so we have the disappointments, but we're never disappointed, because we understand that there's been a lot of damage which can't be changed in a day. I can't expect someone to change a lifetime's habits in a day. I can't expect someone to trust me in a day. I can't expect someone to go from having no understanding of the job market to going to interview and succeeding and getting up on time every day for the rest of his life. I can't expect people to do that. So that's our realistic expectation, and we understand that. So success for us is, if a person went out last time and stayed out 2 weeks and came back to us and we did some work with him, and then he went out for 3 weeks the next time, that's a success for us. But what can we do better? I personally think that, like you said, some good things come out of being in prison sometimes. Some people need to go through that. But there are some people that definitely don't need to go through that. So I personally think that there are certain people who, with simple support, could actually go off and do something for themselves. You know what? It could even be as simple as giving them suitable accommodation. They would never commit crime again. There are others who, if you gave them a job, even an unpaid job, they would not commit crime again. There are others, if you moved them out of their area and put them with a different bunch of people, they would never commit crime again. And yet we send them to prison, and this is a big issue. This causes problems. So what can we do better? I think we can look at that arena. That's a successful way of doing something better.